Okay, Ford, can you explain covered calls? Don't you have the course? Because I do explain it in there. Let's talk about Ford right now. Covered calls. Okay, so a call in general is the right to buy shares at a certain price. So if I want to buy a call, I'm gonna buy let's so I can buy shares at 10.50. I could buy shares at 10.15 right now, a whole lot cheaper. But let's say I think Ford's going to $11. Now, what would be a lot cheaper for me? Buying a 10.50 strike call or buying 100 shares at 10.15. Right now, the premium would be a whole lot better. It would tie up a lot less capital to buy a call at 10.50. Now, if it goes to 11, I get to buy 100 shares at 10.50, and I'm already in the profit. So that's buying a call. What we're doing is selling a call. Covered just means it's not naked. It means we have 100 shares and we're selling the 10.50 against it. Right now we're in the 10.50 calls. This is a real example. So we have shares right now that were 10.15, and on this contract, someone thinks Ford's going to 11, so they bought the 10.50 from me. They think it's going to the moon, right? Whatever Reddit told them. Wall Street Bets, they went to town, right? They really had a field day. So he pays me his money. He says, hey, I'm going to give you $6. Sign here on the dotted line. It says you'll sell me your shares at 10.50, and I will if it goes up. So I have let's pretend you bought 100 shares right now at 10.15. So you're what, a thousand, 1,150? Yeah, I don't know why math is hard. So you're a little over $1,000 in, and you collect $6. So you sold the guy the 10.50. Unless you were smart and did it over here, you collected $30 for that contract. Now, if it goes to 10.52, technically, if it goes above 10.56. Because that's really the break-even mark. 10.51 and higher, just keep it simple. Your shares get called away. That's where the name comes from. If you were naked, let's say it shoots up to 11. Doesn't matter for you because that trade got locked in at 10.50. Ford could shoot up to $22. You bought at 10.15. You sold it at 10.50. You got to keep his money for that contract. Think of it like a title company at a real estate. Like there's the buyer and the seller, and then the title company just putting the contracts together. That's just the fee for that. So whether it goes to $1 million or 10.51, you're going to sell your shares at 10.50. Now, just to keep the math simple, let's say it goes to $11. If you do not have shares, you sold a naked call at 10.50, and it's at $11. To fill that guy's contract, you have to go to the market, buy 100 shares at $11, and sell it to him for $10.50 a share. This is why AMC got so screwed over, because people were in naked calls. It shot to $1 million. Like, what did AMC really go? Sorry, GME. I keep saying AMC. AME from now on. You just know I'm talking about both of them. All right, so this is where the manipulation really came in, because you're naked calls, you're naked the $9 calls, because GME's never going to go that high. You're naked, you don't have any shares. All of a sudden, it's at $125. So I now have to go buy 100 shares at $125 and sell it to the guy at $9, who's instantly just going to sell the shares. It must be really hard, because 1,015, I knew that sounded off. Sorry, guys. 0 caffeine, 0 sugar today. Probably why I finally snapped at Eddie. I'm cutting all the garbage out. Anyway, does that explain? You now know what calls are. If you got to rewind that and let's do it again, just do that. You understand what calls are. You understand what selling that call is, and then we went over what covered means. So it just means you have the shares, that's your collateral, and you're going to sell a contract against it. Your 100 shares, the covered part, is your house. That's your unit. You're going to sell a call, that's you collecting rent on it.